Hello, is this the Cadillac rep? Yeah, it's Jason again. No, wait, don't hang up. We just really want the ATS-V again. I know we're not supposed to have the same car twice. Just, please? Hello? Hello? Is this Cadillac? What? We're getting the CTS-V? Yes! We've been bugging Cadillac to get the ATS-V back, but today is a good day because they gave us the CTS-V to try out. We're headed up to Angels Crest Highway to see how it does, but for now, let's see how it accelerates. Yeah, that's serious. It's the same engine as the previous generation CTS-V, it's just been tuned up more to give 640 horsepower, and it's just a monster. We're looking forward to seeing how this takes on the twists and turns up at Angels Crest. This car was designed to be able to be taken on the track. We're going to do that as well after we try it out on some twisty roads. One of the first things you notice when you get in the CTS-V is just how comfortable it is. These Recaros are just perfect. Alcantara finishes everywhere. You've got this beautiful carbon inlay on the door panel, which actually is backlit at night. It's just, you know, as good as it gets, really. Even better than the ATS-V. Of course, it's got a higher price tag, but this is a lot of car. You know, we talk a lot about being in kind of a golden age right now for performance cars, and the fact that you can get something like this that's near Hellcat levels, to be honest, of horsepower, but is extremely civilized, daily drivable, and also designed for out-and-out performance, lap after lap on the track. You get a full complement of active safety features and driver aids. There's collision alert with emergency braking. There's lane assist, which actually, in this car, is truly a lane assist as opposed to autonomous driving. This one, if you just let go of the steering wheel, it doesn't really do that much. But if you're driving and happen to start to drift and deviate a little bit, it kind of knows the difference and it'll correct you there. I actually like that a little bit better because instead of the car driving itself for a while and then switching to another mode, it's very consistent how it works. It's a really great system. You of course also get blind spot monitors, rear cross traffic alert, and with the backup camera and the reverse parking sensors, instead of a beep, it has an actual shaker in the seat, and it'll vibrate the whole seat and tell you, you know, that there's danger behind you. It's a really great system. It's less annoying than the beep, and it gets your attention a little bit better. A lot of people get used to the beep and they kind of forget about it. Another great feature when you're parking this is that it's got a camera that looks down from the grill on top of the splitter, and you can pull right up to the curb without having to worry about hitting the splitter. It gives you a perfect view of it, which when you see how low the splitter hangs in the front of this car, which again is great for performance. Speaking of the screen, the Cadillac CUE system carries over in here. The touch screen and the haptic feedback and all of the touch buttons are a little bit odd. If you happen to drag your hand across the volume slider while you're pressing something or accidentally hit the home button, there's a couple ways that you can sort of interrupt yourself as you're trying to use it. Out here on the highway heading up to Angels Crest, we're getting a good feel for what this is like on the highway. We're trying a couple of different modes here. We've got touring, which is extremely comfortable. This has the magnetic adjustable dampers, so the shocks have magnetic fluid in them, and depending on what current you put through them, they're going to dampen differently. It's an active system, but also has different settings that you can choose. So you go over here and go into sport, immediately firms up, and you go into the track mode and it gets stiffer still to the point where you can feel each little imperfection in the highway. We can't wait to try it out on the track. 6-piston calipers in the front. I mean, there's 19-inch wheels and the rotors barely fit inside the wheel. You get that great supercharger whine even at partial acceleration. It's telling you there's something serious under the hood. While you definitely can feel the CTS-V's extra weight over the ATS, it still is extremely nimble. They've retained that razor sharp turn-in, and the grip levels are fantastic. The balance is great. Of course, with a heavier car, it's going to heat the tires up a little faster, probably wear them a bit faster, and it certainly doesn't have the ultimate performance that the lighter car has through the corners. It's still incredible for a car this size. There's really not a bad material on this interior. There's nothing that lets you down. So this beautiful microfiber headliner and A-pillars. You've got perforated leather and leather stitched together here on the dash. Beautiful aluminum trim around the center section. Just overall, it's gorgeous. It's really understated, but it's beautiful. One of the bigger letdowns, and it carries over as well from the ATS, is the Bose stereo. It's not bad by any stretch, but there's other systems out there these days by other high-end audio manufacturers that are finding their way into cars that are much better than the Bose. It's no secret that we're fans of wagons, and there used to be a CTS-V wagon. When they changed over to the ATS-V, brought on this bigger, more powerful CTS-V, they dropped the wagon. It's unfortunate, but I gotta tell you, this is such a good car, I might even drive one. There's three things this Cadillac is great at. First of all, around town, out on the town, nightlife, rolling up to a nice restaurant, valeting, this car is right at home. But now, we're gonna head up to Angels Crest Highway. We're gonna see how it does on some twisty roads. It's just so balanced going through these switchbacks, and the 640 horsepower is always right there. You know, up on the canyons in these mountain roads, this thing just is glued. I mean, you can't get it unstuck. It's really impressive how much grip there is, but also how balanced and communicative it is. It's just telling you exactly what it wants. Perfectly balanced, great brakes. Doesn't feel like you're driving a big sedan. All right, we've seen how this Cadillac handles Angels Crest Highway. We're at historic Willow Springs Raceway here in Rosamond, California. It's a beautiful track cut into the desert right on the side of the hill here. Let's see how it does. I've set it all the way up in track mode, turned the traction control off, and just from the first corner, it's amazing how much grip this car has. I mean, this is a big sedan. It's not just a sedan. It's a huge sedan, yet it feels like I'm driving a sports car around the track. 640 horsepower under your right foot. When you get off the corner, it does that. Little bit sideways, perfectly balanced and controllable. The long wheelbase helps really keep it stable. When you go into track mode, it stiffens the suspension, but it also tightens up the steering, so you get better steering feel. Up over the hill here. Oh man, that engine, it's so good. This is an incredibly capable track car, and it's a giant sedan. You know, as good as this car is in the city and on twisty roads and now on the track, we're kind of in love with this. That turn-in is just incredible. You have no idea when you turn the steering wheel that you're driving such a big car. That was awesome. There's three things this Cadillac is great at, and that is keeping you really comfortable driving around town, especially having a nice night on the town. Then you can take it up into the canyons and really carve the roads. It's amazing what a big sedan like this can do when it's set up right. And the third thing, which is even more amazing that this thing is great at, is you can take it to the track. Even though we really wanted to try the ATS-V again, Cadillac gave us the CTS-V, and you know what, it's even better. Even though it's not quite as nimble as the ATS-V, it's an amazing car, and with 640 supercharged horsepower under the hood, it's an absolute beast. The other thing is, it does it with comfort, style, and an incredible price.